What's up, boys and girls? This is Pirate Solutions Forestry. I'm Bill. Just back from the Northeast Logging Expo 2024 in Burlington, Vermont. It's Sunday. I think it's Cinco de Mayo, actually. And I was pulling a slab out for a friend of mine, very sick friend of mine. He's got cancer. Really good kid. And he and his wife are redoing their house, and he asked me for a hardwood slab to top off. It's kind of like a little kitchenette out in a different room, and they needed a specific size. I've been waiting for him to grab me a template, and he dropped the template off over the weekend while I was gone. And the slab that we had picked out was a maple slab, Norway maple. And I've been holding on to it for a while, and it doesn't cover the template. So what I got to do is I have to pull out, I went around and I measured. I'm going to pause you guys a second. I'll take you outside and I'll show you what's going on. So I have all my oak separated. So this is all red oak over here. And pretty clear red oak, some small red oak logs. That's all pine and fir and spruce. This pile here is all logs that can't be cut easily. So they need something needs to be done to them to be able to cut, except for that birch log in the front. It's the only birch log I had, and I just stuck it in that pile. Then over here I have mainly white oak. This pile, got some pretty big stuff in there. And then this pile is shorts. So not big, long, monster 12, 14 foot white oaks, but small little 8 footers and 7 footers and 6 footers, and then little dinky white oaks. And in the back here, I have a monster. I had to cut that with a 56-inch bar and a 48-inch chainsaw mill. It had to be trimmed, see right there, so that the my 48 wide cut would fit through. And I had milled half of this log for a customer some time ago, and they brought it back to me to finish it off now that I have the sawmill, and of course it won't fit on the sawmill, so it's going to have to be chainsaw milled. And this has been probably sitting around for 4 or 5 years. So that is the only log that I have in hardwood that's somewhat dry, that I can take, that's going to cover the size of their top. So I got to get this pile out of here so I can get at it, so I can bring it back out down to the mill, set it up on the mill, and chainsaw mill the rest of it, and take one 2-inch thick slab out of it that will cover their dimensions. I'll have to pay my customer for that slab. And I think if I do that, Bob's your uncle. Now there's some wind shake in that white oak and some drying cracks. And I think what I'll do for them is I'll end up putting I'll just make some really nice bow ties and put some nice bow ties in their piece. They were going to smooth it and finish it and all that stuff, but I think I'll do the majority of that. And if I can get my 2-inch piece down close to the pith, just one side or the other, then I'll get some real good tiger medullary rays and stuff like that. It'll be a beautiful piece. They only need 7 feet of it. That slab's a little bit, it's longer than that. It's like 10. So right now what I'm doing is I'm yanking logs out and moving stuff. And since I just got back from the logging show, I figured I'd shoot a video to give you guys an update on what's going on. Maybe you watch me just yank these logs out of here. I'm moving all these big, huge white oak logs and having fun with the T650, which just rocks these things like they're not even here. So I'm going to throw the video on out front. We'll move the rest of it out. We'll yank that big-ass one out of there. That log is, we're talking, even though I've milled almost half of it, that's a easily 4,000-pound log. It's a monster. So we'll get at it, and I know the camera's going to probably shake around a little bit, but still, it shouldn't be bad video. This camera does some stabilization, so what I'm seeing is worse than what you're seeing, or what you're going to see if I upload this video, if it comes out good. So I'm going to fire it up, flip the camera orientation around, and we'll get back at it. So just unpassword my Bobcat here. I keep it passworded just so nobody can come out back at night and steal it. And we'll get you guys flipped around. I'll get you guys, I think I want to get you guys tilted a little bit here, so hopefully, who knows, maybe the stabilization will get better if I do that. So let's get you guys tilted a little. So you can kind of see the forks, at least the tip of the forks there. And we're rotating, and we're rotating. All right, so hopefully it doesn't rotate again. I don't hit a button to kill this video. Everything feels stable. I wish I could get rid of that shake in it, but it's too much. I got you mounted to the windshield, so it's too much in the windshield. So hopefully that kind of stabilizes out at higher RPM. So I'm going to grab some of these logs out of here. You'll be able to see kind of the tip of the forks and what I'm doing. Take some of these small ones out at this mouth. Just going to move them for now. I don't want to put them in my big pile. Just going to kind of stuff them over here by the red oak, I think. I'll put them back later. Kind of acts as a fence to keep Danny in the yard. I do have a couple of trees right behind me I have to be careful of. I'm going to back in along, so I'm going to jockey around a little bit. This is a nice log right here. Probably an 8-footer, fairly clear. Looks kind of like a black oak. I don't know, could be a white oak. Definitely a white oak log coming next. I think this is a good argument for skid steer at the wood yard, because it's short work of this. The skid steer is really fast. Just trying not to back into these things. It's a nice white oak block here, a little one. Nice to cut some short slabs out of, or some like 2.5-inch stock for both guys. When they're trying to make specific like knee braces and stuff like that, and they want to laminate stuff together, it's not a bad little block for that. So you got to make sure that everything I put down is kind of stable, so Danny, the dog, doesn't climb up on the pile and the pile falls down on top of him. Looks like 2 white oaks on the top. Could be a white oak on the bottom. One of them stuffed behind the other logs. Let's see if I can get it out of there like this. Just kind of slow that one down. Top it out. Way off center. This will go down. Then I'll have to monkey that other one out of there. Kubota engine in it. Pre-DEF Kubota engine. It's only got 1,800 hours. I bought this with 1,600 hours, $26,000. And if you are going to spend 30 or 40 on a Kubota 35 horsepower, let me tell you something. There's zero comparison between this Bobcat T650 and a little 35 horsepower yard tractor. And if you get one of these in the used market for 26, even if you get one with 2,000 hours, let's say you can get one for 25 versus buying, you know, a $35,000 lawn tractor, it'd be a no-brainer for me. This one just happened to work out that we were able to pay for this. We didn't have to finance it. And if you're going to finance, I understand that. If you're looking for a machine to run a mill yard, you want to cut your lawn and stuff like that, that's one thing. But if you're looking for a machine to run a mill yard where you got to move logs, you're going to be unhappy with the small yard tractor Kubota. Just telling you now. Alright, so I think I got pretty much everything back the way it was, except for those. Got one log up on the top there, it can stay there. So let's take that big log down to the mill. You see this log right here, I don't know if it probably doesn't look that big through the camera, but you're talking about something that my Norwood HD36 V2 will not cut. I don't think it will clear it. This is a monster log. You know, this is a big chunk of white oak right here. Several thousand pounds that I gotta cut with 48-inch Alaskan Granberg and the Granberg mill, 48-inch Granberg mill with a 56-inch bar to max out the mill to get through it. I had to trim it to fit through at 48. So this is a big, big log. It's not a small log. And it's hardwood. You know, it's an oak smoke. We are going to set this one down here for now. I will get at this one tomorrow. This will probably make a good video. I think what I'll do, to be honest with you, I won't roll over. I can probably try and set it up on the mill now. I got two options with this log. We'll talk about the two options with this log right now. Get out of my throttle here. So I'm just going to tilt you back down because you guys moved. How this thing moves, I don't know. So I got two options with this log. I can flip it upside down and throw it up on the mill. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to pause you guys 1 second. Oh, that's the wrong fucking thing here. I got my tape measure right here with me in the Bobcat. Let's go out. We'll do some measuring. We'll measure the mill and we'll see if the uprights will even clear it. So I'm going to pause you guys and we're going to shut this Bobcat off. And we'll get out and we'll do some measuring. All right, so let's measure at this thing. So right now on the top I've got, oh, you can see there's already some, and there are some rays in this as it is, right, even where it's cut to. My flat right now is 28 wide. That's not my problem. My problem is right here to get through it from where I trimmed. We're looking at 41 and a half max, 40. So I need to clear, it looks like just looking down at it, I need at least 42 between the guides to clear. So we can actually probably measure between here. So if you look at my mill, what I need to clear is I need to clear that bolt to this bolt right here. And that clearance is only 37.5. So this mill will not clear that log the way it is. And let's see, what about down here? What's my max width here is about 30. So the only other thing that I could do would be to trim that chunk off right there. I took this off. If I took that chunk off, it's still going to be close. I'm like 33 wide right there, right at that cut. That's like max that the mill will even slide past. I could, well, I really can't because I'm wrecking the rest of the log if I do it. If I put it on the mill upright, I can only go up 28 high. So if I got it oriented on the mill, I could cut that side off, because I can cut this thing at 28. Yeah, this is 30 here. There's no way I can cut it on the mill unless I edged it off into squares, and I'm just gonna have to mill it with the chainsaw. So I think what I'm gonna do is I can set it up on the mill deck, and I'm just gonna have to mill it down with the chainsaw. You can see some of the wind shake there in that, but I only need 7 feet of this. Let's get ourselves a tape out, see what 7 feet is. So 7 feet's like right here. That's, so this is only like 8'6" or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, it's 8'4.5", and almost that little thing there, it's only like 8'4". So 7 foot's like right here. I'm probably gonna have a good clean 7 foot slab. If I get down below that, So I think if I got this up on the mill deck, I can mill it right in place. And the customer who owns this log, he likes the big 3-inch, 4-inch thick slabs. So I can mill this whole log in only a few cuts. All I'm looking for is to steal a 2-inch slab out of it. Maybe 1 or 2 cut, 1 cut down. So what I want to do is I want to take the top off it. To get down to some cleaner wood. Man, it's really kind of sucks with that pith check right there. That's going to cost me a few inches, but like I was saying, for my friend's slab, I can put bow ties in it. I think what I want to do is, if I took a 2-inch slab out down to the pith, looks to be about 2.5. Yeah, and it's even on both sides. I actually milled this parallel to the pith. So it's 3 actually. So if I took a 3-inch slab out of this, off the top, and then took my 2 for my friend, and then milled the rest of it out at 3, it'd probably only be, so that would be 5. So that's 5 gets me, so I got 3 going to there. And I got 5 going to there, plus 3/8 and 3/8, so that's 5 3/4, and then another 3 is going to be getting me down close to nothing. So it's only a few cuts with the chainsaw. It's probably going to be 3, maybe 4 passes. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 passes total to cut this log out. So I think that's the way to go. Even with a 56 on this, these are only going to be about 8-minute passes on this log. So I can do the whole thing and, you know, fueling up every pass. Let's just say it'd take me an hour to mill the whole log out. So I think that's what I'm going to do. When you guys see me, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. Hopefully, I got to look at the weather. We get a weird week. It's going to rain all week. And my 50, it's good that because my mill saw that's got the 56 on it hasn't been running a while. So it's going to be good to get that saw to run. And we'll take that log and we'll stuff it up on the mill here so I can be working up off the, won't be, you know, crawling around on the ground. And I can hold it with the, actually I won't be able to, the log's too wide to hold. I'll have to get it braced on this somehow. I have to kick my stops all the way over. Maybe use my log dog assist. So this, hold on, I'll show you. This thing here, get this thing like that, and probably get it, be able to wedge it up underneath somehow to keep the log from moving. I've already got a flat on the top to mill off my top slab. And kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And then I've got, I will take out the value of that 2-inch slab that I take out of this and take it out of this customer's order. So I'll probably just, you know, to make it work out right, I'll just mill this log for free for the other customer and take 1 slab, 1 2-inch thick slab out. I'll stick some bow ties wherever this checks, smooth it off for them, sand it out, and cut it to size. It only needs to be like 26 wide, which is pretty, you know, pretty much max for that mill. Not the 26 is 28, but to get a log that you can cut 26 out of. So you can see I got, even at my most narrow point, I covered the 26. I just got to cut a straight edge on it. And the part of the log that's 7 feet is really symmetrical. It's going to be a perfect countertop for them. So nice white oak countertop. It's going to be a piece of slab. So I think that's pretty much it. So I'm just checking in, and we'll get to do some chainsaw milling. Yeah, guys, haven't seen that in a while. See me chainsaw out a max white oak log. And the rest of it become firewood. So thanks for the watch. And I did post up a video from the logging expo. Some real cool stuff there. Hopefully you guys will watch that. And in that there's some updates on the Norwood mill, some things we got coming, which is going to be cool. I also got I've got some more beams to cut. Let's see, what do I got going on? I got some timber frame beams to cut. I need to cut some 5.5 by 5.5s. And I got to cut monster slabs. I've only got 2 big, huge pine slabs underneath that flitch cut right there. The customer that buys the pine slabs from me wants 5 or 6 more. big ones. I've got, if you look up on the hill right next to my finger, I've got that big, that's a big monster pine log that the mill will not fit through. It's going to have to be trimmed. I'm going to mill that one out this week into slabs, like 2.5 inch, 2 inch. He likes 2 inch. 2 inch slabs. We'll take that one all the way through at 2 inch slabs for him, and make a delivery, get him those two and the slabs out of that log. And then I've got an ash mantle to cut for a customer that's coming out of, if you guys watch me cut the ash log right here for the trailer decking, which is what all that is, and that's actually for that customer. I ended up with a cant with a big ass ant spot in it right here where there was a limb coming in. And this is 16.5. And I've got 12 foot of perfect solid cant, and out of that 12 feet I got to take the mantle for this other customer, so that's going to get cut this week. And then I've got a mill. My wife wants a smoking area at the new veteran center that we're building. We did finish the slab tops today and the legs. And they want to do a little lean-to out in the parking lot for people to smoke in case it rains, to have them covered. So I'm going to have to mill a bunch of 4x4s, and I think I'll take them out of these right here to build them a lean-to. Did I put my tape down? Yeah, I put my tape down. But I get some 4x4s out of that one right there. It's over 8 feet long. I think I'll do it 8 foot in the front, 6 foot in the back, make a lean-to, open-sided. It's going to sit in the corner of the parking lot with a roof on it, so that smokers outside don't have to sit in the breezeway. They can go under that and smoke. I think I'll just take all those posts out of that right there. I've got one right here too. I can't remember what that is, but I think it's an 8x6. So I might be able to take a couple of 4x4s out of that too. There's a little bit of wane on the bottom, so I probably could split that down into and cut it at 4 and take get a couple of 4x4s out of that, a couple of 4x4s out of this, and I have enough stock to do it. And I've got these that were supposed to be faux beams at the Veteran Center on the ceiling that they decided not to do because the plaster decided that he could plaster over it and make it look good, and he did. So we didn't do the faux beams on the ceiling to cover they had a textured ceiling going into a smooth ceiling, and there was a gap where they took out a wall, and he just plastered over it and it came out great. So I have those left over from that. We'll use that to build this pavilion. So that's pretty much what's going on here. You know, just when I thought I was out of customer stuff to cut, here we go. We got stuff to cut, at least enough for this week. It's going to rain all week. And then after that, we're going to get on to the sawmill shed. The sawmill shed's going right there. I think I've got it figured out at making it 8x10 board and batten shed that's going to house all my stuff for the sawmill itself, all my tools for the sawmill, and a sharpening station inside for the sawmill. And then after that, we're doing a retaining wall. We're doing black locust posts in the ground across here, and we're going to use slab cuts. I'm going to cut one flat face on the black locust logs facing out towards us, and then timber lock slab wood to it all the way across here. We'll sink them like 4 feet in the ground, auger them in with the bobcat, and push that hill down behind it, have a retaining wall here for my wife's hugelkultur planter here. So that's what's going on. So I appreciate the watch. Happy Sunday weekend, everybody. If you didn't watch the logging video or the Logging Expo video, go ahead and watch it. And I do have the new bands from Norwood. They came out of Germany. The new Stellite bands. I have 2 of those new Stellite bands in here to run this week. If you didn't watch the logging video, what makes these special is that on the raker tooth right here, they have a stellite tip tooth, which is like a carbide. You see it right behind my finger there. And this is a special tooth. It's on the raker tooth, the one that's straight up and down with no set. And it's as wide as the kerf of the band. And what it does is it makes the band very, very stable in the cut, and it adds durability to the band so it lasts longer. And the Norwood guys at the show cut for the whole show with one band and was still getting perfect cuts at the end, and they cut dirty logs. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's an actual welded in insert made out of what's called stellite. Norwood gave me 2 bands to try. So I have them right there. We're going to run those this week. And I've already seen them run. I already know what they'll do. Also, if you watch my video from the show, sorry, I got the hiccups. You'll get to see the new roller guide trunnions for the HD36. They had them on the mill that we were using, and they're pretty awesome. So I'm still waiting for mine in the mail, but hiccups. They are pretty awesome. So thanks for the watch. Happy weekend. And for now, Pirate Solutions out.